Hello guys, welcome once again to my channel. And in the last video we looked at user profile, basically the user dashboard and then the user profile. And so in this video we're going to be looking at the admin dashboard and the admin profile. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to head back in here, and remember in the last video we added the set timeout to be able to display our skeleton text here. If I were to refresh this just for 3 seconds, our skeleton text before our data loads. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this off this set timeout. All right, and I'm going to save that. So if refresh this, all right, instantly our data loads as long as it can get the data from our server. All right, so now to kick off with our admin profile, I'm going to go into our admin private routes, and right within our admin private route, similar to what we did in our user private routes, there's our user. Let me just close all that saved and then head over to our user private route. All right, so similar to what we did in our user private route, we are going to copy this because of course we'll import switch route redirect and our routes. Okay, route, switch routes and redirect from React Router. All right, and so after we have done this, the next thing we would need here is the header, but we will need to create our header from here. Let me just come down here, and we'll need to create our own header for admin in our layouts. Right within admin, we are going to create a file here called header.js, and I'm just going to copy what we have here right now, and I'm going to get that in here too. So we just have the same thing, virtually the same thing, or basically the same thing. All right, so I'm going to save that now, and in our admin private route we are going to import our header from, let's go to layout, admin, header, and now we can move this guy here as header, right? And also need this, so let's pass the props in here. Save that. All right, so we have the header of our admin set up, and if I come over here, you can see this is our user view profile, and this is our admin. So our admin dashboard is set up, but I'm going to change one thing here. Welcome to admin, right? Welcome to admin dashboard. All right, so right in here, we are then going to set up our route. So I'm going to use our switch here, and within our switch, let me go over to our user private route because what we are doing is quite similar. And I'm going to copy this right now and paste that in here. So basically what this is doing, for those of you who didn't watch the last video, is we are checking for the path that leads to this admin private route. So if I go into the route, you can see admin private route is /admin. And then we are saying whenever this guy tries to access, whenever he tries to access /admin, we want to redirect him to /admin /view profile. And this is going to take, the view profile is going to take components here called profile view. So I'm going to do this from here. So let's move into YouTube multi-auth and source, and then views, and then admin. And right within admin, we are going to create a profile view.js. Okay, so within our admin here, we now have our profile view, just like we have our profile view here in users. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the profile view in our admin is I'm also going to copy this right now and get in here. I'm going to paste that in here. So I'm going to, for now, just comment this action, and I'm also going to comment this out too, and this too. I'm also going to comment this too. All right. Okay, here's what is going to happen. I'm just going to get rid of them instead of commenting them out for now. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this dispatch within the use effect, and let's get rid of this too. All right, and our skeleton text as well as all this, we're going to get rid of them. We have to get rid of this too. I have to get rid of this too and this too. So let's just have 10th of 12th of 2020 or something. Then let's just have a random text in here as the email. That's 444@gmail.com. Now let's have a random name here, say Naomi Tesla, just whatever. All right, so we have our Our card component coming from Material UI core, skeleton text coming from Material UI lab. Our use styles, which is coming from our custom styles here, styles.js, all right, which is using the make styles from React Material UI, which is actually a custom hook. And we just create an instance of that so that we can be able to use the full width profile. And what the full width profile does is just sets the width to 70%, margin left, margin right, and then some margin from the top. All right, so then we just set the following property: the name, the email, and the account creation date. So if you did watch the last video, you should be pretty familiar with this. But for those who are just coming in through this video, I found it important to explain that. All right, so I'm going to save this right now and come in here, and I'm going to import profile view. And this is coming from our views admin and profile view. Yes. So I'm going to save this right now. And if I head over to my browser, you can see right now that we have our admin. So welcome to admin dashboard. Welcome to user dashboard. Welcome to admin dashboard. The name, the email, the account creation date, and all that. All right. So now let's head back in here. And the next action we are going to take is we want to basically display the data within this view here. And so to do that, we are going to create a couple of things. First off is going to be our profile service for our admin. So within our admin right now, I'm going to create a new service here, and I'm going to call that service profile service.js. And our profile service is going to be similar to this guy here. So I'm going to copy him for our users, and I'm going to paste that in here. So basically what this is doing is loading the profile, creating an instance of our HTTP service, which is a class here, our class here. So our HTTP service, which is just basically a class that helps us with post request, get request, as well as setting the headers. So the request options, post request options. So the URL here, or the appended URL, is going to be admin/view profile. And this is not going to be user token. Of course, this is admin token, because if we head into our route, you can see here that we said whatever has the /admin within this admin, for them to be protected, they have to be under the umbrella of the token key of admin-token. So we are setting that token key or token ID to admin/token, and we are logging the data to the console, and any error we are then catching that and logging that to the console, as well as returning our error. So our profile service is set for our admin. Next up is going to be our profile actions. So for our profile actions, we are going to go into our admin, and within here, we are going to create our profile actions file. So I'm going to get back here. So let's go into our project, YouTube multi-auth, and then we move to source folder, and then we move to our store, right? And then our actions. And right within our actions, we are going to move into our admin folder. And within our admin folder, then we are going to create a file here called profile actions, right? .js. All right, so we have our profile actions.js created right now, and our profile actions is going to be very similar to what we have here in our user actions. So I'm going to copy our user actions, and I'm going to move that into our profile actions right here. Although there are going to be a couple of changes, of course, we can't call this user action. We're going to change this to admin profile action. So load admin profile action, and load profile is going to come from admin. Yeah, profile service, load profile. So load admin profile action, we call load profile. And if the response has a property of success, we call load profile success. Load profile error, code error. So basically what this is we're creating a new action here, a new function here called load admin profile action. And all the function is doing is initially dispatches a type of loading. So that's when we have not yet received the data. And then we call a HTTP request. While this is still loading, we call a HTTP request, which is our load profile service here, and it returns a promise. And if the data has success and success is true, we say load profile success with the data, else load profile error with the data. Okay, now I'm going to save this right now, and the last of them all is going to be profile reducer. So I'm going to go into our reducers right here, and we have our admin auth, admin reducer, and then we also have our user profile reducer. So I'm going to move backwards and backwards again, and right within our store, I'm going to go into reducer, right, reducers, and go into admin, and within admin, I'm going to create profile, or not profile, call it admin, right, admin profile reducer. So admin profile reducer, and I just click on enter. And right now we have user admin. Yep, admin profile, admin. We made a mistake. It's supposed to be admin profile reducer.js. Yep. So now let me get rid of this. Admin profile reducer. Yes. So right in here, we have our admin profile reducer, and admin profile reducer is going to be very similar to what we have in our user profile reducer. So I'm going to copy what we have here, and then I'm going to paste that in our admin profile reducer here. So basically, we have a user profile, whatever is the value of the user profile. So whenever we are calling loading, we just show a string of loading. If changes, I'm going to change this from user profile reducer to admin profile reducer, and I'm also going to change this to admin profile reducer. All right, so if the case is loading, which basically means the action that was dispatched is loading, then I want to show a string of loading as a value of user profile. Else, if it's the success, we come with the data. If it's an error, we come with an error message. If it's a code error, we say there seems to be a problem, please refresh your browser. Okay guys, so now that we have set up our admin profile reducer, let's add this into our root reducer. So I'm going to import our admin profile reducer from our reducers admin profile reducer, and I'm going to call this admin profile, and this is going to be admin profile reducer. Okay, so now I save this and everything looks pretty nice. So now let's head back into our profile view for our admin, and similar to what we did in our profile view for our users, here we are going to make use of our use selector to get our the state of our profile, of our admin profile. So I'm going to call this profile response, of course, but this is going to be admin profile, user profile, of course, because within our admin profile reducer we have user profile. So within our use effect here, we are going to dispatch an event, but before a function, but before we dispatch that, we'll have to import that function, and this is going to come from our store and then our actions, admin profile actions, and we are going to dispatch our load admin profile action. So load admin profile action, right? So our load admin profile actions. All right, so our load admin profile actions, and we have our profile response here, which has been extracted from our Redux store. So I'm going to dispatch our load admin profile actions, and now I'm going to save this right now. And if I head over to our browser, we have an error here saying it does not contain the default export. Let's just wrap this way, and that should do. All right, so right now, if I head over to my console, we have an error here, and our error, I think our error is because, let's go over to network, and we have a 401 here, which is simply unauthorized. That means we are not authenticated here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply local storage to remove item, and I'm going to remove admin token, and refresh the browser again. And right now we are to log in as an admin. So what I want to do from here is, let me go into our admin table, and for admin, I'm going to log in as break@gmail.com, and of course my passwords are always password, so break@gmail.com, and password is password. Now log me in, and yep, right now you can see we have an object of the data. So we have a data object here that contains created at email and all the data for our admin. Okay, so right now what we can then do is really simple, and forgive me because I am a bit lazy right now. I'm going to copy what we have here already. So I'm going to copy this down to here, and I'm going to paste that within the card elements here. So, and now let's paste that in here. So basically we are saying if profile response is not empty, and profile response is not null, and profile response of success is true, then we want to get the data property from profile response, then name the email to created at. All right guys, so if I save this right now and I head over to my browser, you can see break@gmail.com, admin101, and the date in which his account was created. I think that should do for this video. In the next video, we are going to be looking at logging out a user and possibly logging out an admin as well.